You're going to get hit by storms. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to have to deal with monsters in the form of competition or challenges in your market or problems with your product. And guess what? You can't just fight your way through everything. Welcome to the Spinoso Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Spinoso. My experience and expertise is in scaling all types of medical businesses to 7, 8, and even 9 figures. And I'm sharing my journey with you. This isn't a podcast telling you you should do this. It's just telling you how I did this. I want to help you build your business, take ownership of your life, and become a better leader at home and at work. And today, I got another one special for you guys. So here we are. This is the 4th episode in my series, Ancient Myths for Modern Overachievers. We've already talked about Icarus, Prometheus, and the Trojan horse. And today we're going to talk about one of the most famous epics in history. A story that has survived thousands of years because the lessons are still killer even today. I'm talking about the Odyssey. Now, if you've never heard of the Odyssey, don't worry. This isn't going to be some boring-ass history lecture. Nope, not at all. This is going to be about how the epic journey of a Greek hero can teach you, an entrepreneur, an overachiever, what it takes to dominate your goals and get back to the things that matter the most. Because, let's face it, being an entrepreneur is an epic journey. But don't let me get ahead of myself. First, the story. So the Odyssey is the sequel to the Iliad, which you probably know is all about the Trojan War. You know, the one where a bunch of Greeks, including the hero Achilles, waged war against the city of Troy because Paris ran off with Helen, the hottest woman in the world. Anyway, after 10 years of battle and that whole Trojan horse thing I talked about in a previous episode, the war ends, Troy is wiped out. Now, our guy Odysseus, who's been kicking ass in the war, he just wants to go home. He's done with the battles. He wants to get back to his wife, Penelope, and his son, Telemachus, who hasn't seen him in over a decade. Sounds pretty simple, right? Sail home, kiss the wife, wrestle the kid, live happily ever after. Wrong. It takes this guy 10 more years to get home. Because why? Well, the gods. Yep, they decide to mess with him. They throw him all kinds of crazy obstacles and distractions. Odysseus has to fight off monsters like the Cyclops, face temptations like the seductive sirens, more on those later, survive angry gods like Poseidon, and even navigate the underworld. This guy is the literal definition of persistence. He's not just dealing with your typical business challenges like slow sales or bad hires. He's fighting for his life at every single turn. But here's the thing. Odysseus isn't just a warrior. He's smart, he's cunning, he's resourceful. And most importantly, he's driven by one thing, getting back to the people he loves. So what are the lessons for us? All right, so let's bring this down to our level. The first lesson I want you to take away from the Odyssey is this. Entrepreneurship is an epic journey, just like the one Odysseus went through. It's not a straight shot to success. You're not going to sail smoothly from point A to point B, collect your 7-figure check and call it a day. Fuck no. You're going to get hit by storms. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to have to deal with monsters in the form of competition or challenges in your market or problems with your product. And guess what? You can't just fight your way through everything. Like Odysseus, you've got to be cunning and multi-talented. Let me give you a few examples from the Odyssey that are directly applicable to how you run your business. At one point in his journey, Odysseus and his crew get captured by the Cyclops, this massive one-eyed monster who's eating them one by one. Now, most people would panic, but not Odysseus. He doesn't try and fight the Cyclops outright because that would be a suicide mission. The guy's the size of a freaking skyscraper. Instead, Odysseus sweet talks the Cyclops. He tells him his name is Nobody and tricks the giant into drinking wine until he passes out. Then, Odysseus and his men take a giant wooden stake and drive it into the Cyclops' eye. But here's the genius part. When the Cyclops calls for help, saying nobody is attacking me, well, you get the idea. The other monsters think he's lost his fucking mind. Moral of the story, sometimes you have to talk your way out of situations. You've got to use your brain, not just your brawn. Maybe you need to negotiate a tough deal or convince an investor to come on board with you. You've got to know when to use your words. But other times, you've got to take extreme action to also ensure your safety. Now let's talk about the sirens. The sirens were these magical creatures with voices so beautiful that they would lure sailors to their deaths. Odysseus knew he needed to get past them, but he wasn't about to fall for their tricks. So what does he do? He has his men plug their ears with wax, and he lashes himself to the mast of the ship. He knew he might be tempted to steer the ship into the rocks, but by taking this extreme action, he ensured that he would survive. In your business, there are going to be times when you'll be tempted by distractions, opportunities that seem amazing on the surface, but are actually dangerous. Or maybe it's burnout, trying to drag you down. You've got to lash yourself to the ship. You've got to keep going, stay disciplined, and protect your mission at all costs. Got it? Okay. Second lesson. The second lesson from the Odyssey is this. You've got to be driven by a great love. Why did Odysseus survive all of those challenges? Why didn't he just give up after being stuck for 10 years? Well, because he was driven by something bigger than himself, his love for his wife, his son, and his own. Listen, entrepreneurship is hard. It's easy to get bogged down by the grind, by the endless challenges, and by sleepless nights. You know what keeps you going? It's not just money. It's not just success. It's the people and the things that you love. For me, it's my wife, who, like Spider-Man's girlfriend Mary Jane, sends me out to another day of business building battle with the words, "Go get him, Tiger." It's my boys, Leonardo and Giovanni, who will someday join me, and together we will end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. But seriously, I fight hard for them. I would die for them. On the other hand, I would kill for my girls, Bella and Mila. I work my ass off and persevere so that someday they will be mafia princesses who will be so beautiful every man wants them, but so fucking badass that every man fears them and fears their father even more. We're Italian. I'm kidding about the mafia part. Kinda. Maybe you are like me. Maybe for you, it's your family. Maybe it's the community that you're building. Maybe it's the vision you have of creating something that truly changes the world. Whatever it is, you've got to hold on to that love. Because when everything is falling apart, when your metaphorical ship is being battered by storms, it's that love that will get you through. Odysseus didn't survive the Cyclops, the sirens, or even the wrath of the gods just to win a battle or collect some treasure. He did it because he wanted to get home to the people that he loved. And that's what's going to drive you to keep going when things get tough. That's what's going to make all the sacrifice, all the struggle worth it. So to wrap this up, let me leave you with this. Just like Odysseus, you are on an epic journey. And just like him, you're going to face a lot of challenges. Some of them will be monsters you have to outwit, and some will be distractions that you need to resist. But in the end, it's not just about surviving. It's about getting home. It's about getting back to the people you love, the community you want to serve, the vision that you're building. In the movie Interstellar, there's this scene where Matthew McConaughey's character is talking about why humans explore space. He says, "We love people who have died. Where's the social utility in that?" But the truth is, love is what drives us. It's not about survival. It's about thriving because we care about something bigger than ourselves. So whether you're sailing through calm seas or fighting off monsters, remember your why. Stay smart. Stay cunning. But most of all, stay driven by love. Now go out there, sail the seas, and be relentless.